The pre-construction market has significantly grown over the past few years in the Greater Toronto area. We've seen it all the time. It's like it's constantly being talked about. There's a new development that seems to be coming up every day or every week. We have yet again had the most construction cranes on the entire continent, which is insane. We hold about 27% of construction cranes currently, which is about 121 construction cranes just in Toronto alone. So why is the pre-construction market super hot, but yet the process seems super complicated and unclear? I'm going to be breaking that down for you guys today, as well as giving you the best tips so that you can secure the perfect unit for you. Hey guys, what's going on? My name's Zhou and I'm a real estate agent in the Greater Toronto area, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. So today I'm going to be breaking down the pre-construction condo process. I know I've been getting tons and tons of questions about it, and every time I seem to be working with a buyer that wants to purchase the development and I go through the process, they are completely mind blown as to how it actually works. So I'm going to be breaking that down for you guys today, as well as giving you the best tips and strategies so that you can secure and get the best unit for you. To start off, you need to know how the sales process works. So let's go through the sales process from the building first, okay? So if you're looking to purchase a condo unit that's gonna be a large development, maybe 300-400 units in that particular building, just know that they will be split up into different phases, meaning there'll be probably phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, phase 4, and what that is a release of a collection of units per each phase. So maybe phase 1 is going to be 100, phase 2 is going to be another 100, and they will be allocated per different floors. A lot of the times the developers will hold off some lower level units as well as the penthouse. The penthouse is usually released at a later date so that they can charge a higher dollar per square foot, okay? So just know that if you are looking to purchase a unit, know what phase you are purchasing in. That's going to be very important, and I'll get into that a little bit later, okay? But it does have to do in terms of price point and of course picking a good unit for you. Next, let's go through the actual sales process. How does it really work? Okay, so this is what was super shocking to people, because there's actually about 4 stages and levels of sales before it gets released to the public, which is what most of you guys are familiar to. So step number 1 is before the developer releases anything, and this can go per phase, because sometimes from phase 1 to phase 2 they take a little bit of a 1 month, 2 month break, or even a full season, and then they come out with the next phase, okay, so that they can increase the price significantly, about maybe 5 to 10% depending on the development and the developer. But this is how the sales process really works. So first, the developer releases a collection of units that they pick at a specific price, usually lower of course, to their friends and family. So friends and family get to go first. They come in, they buy if they want to at that price. It's of course usually a lot lower, and it's just really to kind of get the ball rolling. So this could be anyone that works with the developer. I've even heard of construction workers, allowing to go in on this part, but this is the first sales group. Your second sales group is your platinum agents, okay? So you may have seen things like VIP access, pre-access. So these are a specific group of agents that get selected from the developer or their marketing agency that have a good reputation, that have done business in the pre-construction market heavily. And these groups of agents get to bring in their clients again at a selected handful of units with a selected price from the developer, as well as incentives if there are any. And then that is the second group that gets to go. The third group, the developer then releases it to the rest of the brokers, okay? So whichever board you're on, it's these types of brokers that get to go in and then bring in their clients and then do transactions if they need. The final group is the public launch. So this is where you may have seen grand openings, grand launch. These, when developers do something like this, it makes it seem like to the public that it's completely brand new, which yes, it is. But just know that if they are doing that and you are kind of coming in at that stage, most likely 3 other stages already have went ahead in front of you. So how do you get past this? Make sure you work with an agent that has the platinum access or the pre-access, VIP access, whatever they want to call it, make sure you work with an agent that can bring you in early. So number one, you get the best units at a better pricing with better incentives. There's a huge misconception out there that if you go directly to the developer, you'll get a better deal, but that couldn't be further from the truth. Yes, sometimes at the end of the development, when the building's already made and maybe developers are holding on to a few units, they may list them on the MLS, or they may have some inventory that they're able to maybe negotiate with you a little bit. However, remember, at the end of the building, or when the building is almost completely finished, that's going to be your last phase. And as these phases, continue, so from phase 1 to phase 4, if you bought in phase 1, you definitely got it at a better price, versus if you bought it in phase 4, probably a year later, the price has probably gone up significantly. So just keep that in mind. When you work with a platinum agent, whichever phase that you're in, you're getting it at a better price versus later on, okay? So make sure that you do find an agent that has this type of access, this type of connection that can help you with that. So now that you got pre-access or VIP access, and you found a development that you're kind of interested in, you want to make sure you analyze the development and the developer. So make sure you ask your agent, is this a good development? And how you would be able to analyze that yourself is location. Location covers so many things. Does it have future value? Does it fit kind of what you're looking for? Is the location itself close to highways? Is it accessible to amenities, schools, grocery? Is there future potential here? Also, analyze the developer. This is going to be extremely important, and I want to make one note. Do not only focus on the big developers. You're going to have 3 different types of developers, which is your small developers, your medium-sized developers, as well as your big developers, okay? Again, don't focus on just the big developers, also focus on the medium. And why I say that is because the medium developers are developers that have built a little bit, they have a few coming on the way, they're just kind of in the startup, but they've been in the industry for a good amount of years. Maybe their family was in it. You want these kind of developers as well, because they're fighting to get to the top. They'll pay you more attention and make sure that you're completely satisfied. They're going to be more close to you in terms of going through the sales process and making sure that you're happy. The big developers have a great system behind them, a great support system, a great team. However, they deal in lots and lots of mass, okay? Lots of volume, lots of people, lots of customers and buyers. So you may sometimes be able to get a little bit of a pushback from them. However, of course, they're big developers, they are reputable, but just make sure that your agent does their due diligence in terms of giving you a little bit of background about the developer, where they've built, and just things like that. Again, this process is going to be very important, because if you look up reviews of these developers, it's not always going to be 100% perfect, as the developers aren't the one that's building the unit. So it's going to take a really knowledgeable agent to really guide you properly during this process. You also want to make sure that you're picking a good unit, okay? Are you picking a quarter unit? Are you making sure that the size of the bedrooms are okay? The layout is fine. Where's the bathroom in terms of the bedroom? How is the kitchen shaped? Is there an island? Does it move easily? Do you have a good view? All of these are going to be important for yourself. If you're looking to move in, make sure that the unit's suited for you. But if you're looking towards it as a investment property that you're looking to maybe sell later down the line, make sure you talk with your agent and just converse about what things you should be looking for. So now that you've picked a unit that you like, you now have to sign the agreement of purchase and sale. After you sign the agreement of purchase and sale, you have a 10-day cooling period, which includes weekends and holidays, from the day that you sign and the developer signs. Okay, so once the agreement of purchase and sale is completely done, all parties have signed, the 10-day cooling period starts. The 10-day cooling period is usually used so that you can speak with a lawyer, have the lawyer review the contract, get back to you. There may be some room for negotiations. There's usually not, but that's when you really go through the offer, understand it, and make minor changes if possible. I cannot stress this enough, but you need to get a lawyer to review this, okay? Yes, there may not be many changes that can be made from your side, but you need to understand what's in your contract, okay? Especially when it comes to assignments, you need to review the fine print of the assignments. Don't just think that because there's an assignment clause in there that you can sell your unit at any time. It's not that simple. There's a lot of other necessary steps and necessary items in there that you need to be aware of. Additional things like occupancy fees, closing costs, finishes, so many different parts and components to your unit and your building and what you're allowed to do and not allowed to do, like choosing your finishes, etc. Carry on. There's so many things that your lawyer needs to go through and review with you. So please do not skip this step. Make sure you go through with it. If you're not satisfied after the review, within the 10-day cooling period, you're able to back out of the deal and get your initial deposit back. After your final step, your 10-day cooling period is over, you're fine with the agreement, you're excited about your purchase. Really what you need to do is, if you haven't already, drop off your deposits, maybe drop off a mortgage commitment letter, and then you just wait. To get an even more detailed step-by-step process, make sure you click the link below to get access to my free pre-construction condo guide. I detail multiple things like HST, closing costs. I even give you your own pre-construction condo timetable for you to have so that it's super convenient for you when you do purchase the best unit for yourself. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a little like, comment, share, and subscribe. It would mean so much to me. Share it with somebody that you think could benefit, and I'll see you guys next time.